Now, if there's anywhere you expect to be safe, it's in your own home. Gillian had no idea that her home renovations could prove deadly, and in the middle of a fight for her life, she spoke to us to warn others of the dangers.
Martin and Gillian North have been married for 25 years, but they say that's not long enough.
We've done a lot of good things, though.
We've done a lot of great things. We had a lot of things planned, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
The couple robbed of their retirement years together. Gillian is dying in palliative care at her Thirroul home south of Sydney.
We did have plans to travel, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've done all your research more recently.
The 61-year-old is in her final days of a courageous 3-year fight with mesothelioma, an asbestos-related cancer.
I want more time. I want more time with you.
Yeah.
There you go, Gillian. You're doing really, really well.
Gillian has bravely let our cameras in to film the end of her battle.
I wanted to talk to media to save lives. I'm dying from a disease that will probably kill me in a few weeks.
Remarkably, finding the strength to talk, desperate to warn other families about the risks of asbestos.
Australia needs to wake up. I know of no other health risk in Australia like this one.
Mesothelioma, did you know what it was before you were diagnosed?
No, I didn't know at all about asbestos. I was really very ignorant and certainly didn't know about the links between home renovations and asbestos.
It's a hard concept to accept that you are here right now doing what most Aussie couples love doing, and that's renovating. What message do you have for them?
If I'd known about renovation, the risk of renovation, I would not have renovated at all.
It's believed more than 1,000 people die from asbestos-related diseases in Australia each year. Normally linked to older men, tragically these days a record number of cases are women. And many of them, like Gillian, are blaming the dangerous game of renovation roulette.
What do you remember thinking, Gillian, when you were handed your diagnosis and essentially a death sentence?
It was absolute shock.
And I suppose here you are living proof that it can affect anybody.
It can affect anybody. That's absolutely true. It doesn't discriminate.
If you do DIY and you don't take precautions, you could kill yourself.
Back in 1995, Gillian and husband Martin were living the Aussie dream. Like lots of young couples new to the housing market, they bought and renovated an old home.
She was much more blasé about it, because I always used to wear masks and everything because I knew it, but she was, it's all right.
The couple convinced, Gillian developed the incurable cancer after unknowingly being exposed to asbestos.
The problem with asbestos is it's not easy to spot. It's not just in sheets, it could be on carpet or an underlay or lino, it could be in pipes, it could be in wires, it could be in the ceiling void.
The do-it-yourself craze has taken off during the pandemic. Home renovators are expected to spend a record $65 billion this year and are being warned asbestos is not only hidden in the walls.
Unfortunately, new building products are being imported into Australia today with up to 10% of asbestos in those products, and they're not stopped at the borders.
It's these tiny fibres that cause mesothelioma. 868 Australians have already been diagnosed with the deadly cancer this year. Only 6% will live past 5 years. The first tumours develop in the lungs some 20 to 60 years after exposure, and breathing becomes harder and harder.
It's very interesting how the politicians and the big corporations have tried to portray asbestos as yesterday's disease. You know, it was an old man's disease. It was we fixed it because we've banned asbestos, right? It's a very convenient story for them to actually portray, but it's not true.
For generations, Aussies have been living with asbestos, and while it was banned in 2003, it's still lurking in some homes, public buildings and even schools. In fact, 1 in 3 properties still contain the deadly substance. The briefest exposure can be lethal, and any one of us could be its next victim.
Start from the assumption that there is asbestos there, and then before you touch it, get it checked. Right? If you can eliminate it and prove that you've not got it, great, go ahead. But if you can't do that, you stand the risk of dying like Jill is dying.
Supported by her twin sister Jocelyn, Gillian is now taking each day as it comes.
You don't need anything else for pain, Jill?
No, I'm all right at the moment, I think.
The Deakin University law professor has devoted her final months to researching the hidden dangers in home renovations. She's founded Asbestos Awareness Australia, a not-for-profit company rallying for government reform to better protect DIYers.
My biggest message would be to change the law, and if I can save one life, then that's well worth doing.
Sadly, a few days after we filmed that story, Gillian lost her battle, passing away peacefully at home. Her husband Martin is vowing to continue her fight. Please heed her warning. And our thoughts are with Martin, the family and Gillian's many friends.